Here's Will Lutz ready to get this one started. And into a sea of red, we're underway in Kansas City. And they will wrangle it down a couple of yards shy of the 30. Here's the Chiefs offense for their first possession, and it's Patrick Mahomes at quarterback.
And simply put, for many, he's the gold standard for quarterbacks in today's NFL because of his ability to create, find the open man, use all the different arm angles that he has. He's a complete package, and boy, his team loves to play around him.
Right to the air is Mahomes. That's complete, left side to Worthy. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll run out of the gun with Pacheco. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Mahomes going to throw. Pitch and catch here to Travis Kelce. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Now a 3rd and 6. In motion, the tight end, Kelce. To throw, it's Mahomes. That's into the hands of Worthy. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. That's good for a 1st down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive. Really a solid start here on the opening drive, Charles. He's now 4 of 4, and they're already in plus territory.
Brandon, he's been so precise to start this game. Like we're watching an operation taking place right now. Master surgeon at work.
So the 14 yards actually takes him from 143 to the other for 1st and 10. Now Mahomes. And his throw here's incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Throwing now is Mahomes. Throwing the out route and complete. That's Rice. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. Mahomes now to throw. That is caught. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 26. 12 yards on 3rd down as the drive rolls on. Well, that's not just his first, not his second, already his 3rd completion here on the opening drive. And I think it's safe to say that getting him the ball in this game, one of their top priorities.
And a top priority for the defense has got to be finding ways to cover him. And I don't think you can have one basic coverage to get it done. You have to throw a number of coverages at him, make him think as he's running downfield, and hope you can create a little bit of havoc.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up second down. In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. Now here's Mahomes. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on third down.
It's been a pretty long opening drive. This will be play number 11 coming up on third down. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Chiefs first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2. Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chain, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the first down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game.
They'll check this one down to Pacheco. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and it'll be second down. And so far, a very nice, methodical opening drive.
This has the feel of a scripted drive that they rehearsed perfectly all week long, and now they're executing it on game day.
Script looks good so far. Here's Mahomes to throw. The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. In motion, the tight end Kelsey. Looking to throw is Mahomes. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
Butker's kick here is good, and the Chiefs are out to a 3-0 lead.
Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
After the field goal, here's Butker to kick it away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by their rookie QB, the young man out of Oregon.
His ability to adjust on the fly is almost unmatched in the game right now, because it leads to a couple of snaps per game where you just sit back and ask yourself, how did he pull that off? Opponents can practice and prepare each and every week all they want, but this guy, he is hard to corral.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now it's Nix. Man open, he's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Second down and a yard. A first carry now for Jaleel McLaughlin. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
On first down, it's Harvey. And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Next, the receivers helped spread the defense out, and they were able to come through with a slashing run.
But to that point, it's going to be interesting to see the personnel chess match as this one progresses.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Can they continue to create running lanes out of passing sets? And if so, it's going to be a long day for the defense.
And he'll get this down only to about the 46. He could muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a 3rd and very short.
Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
And incomplete, a drop there in the middle 3rd of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Everything looked right on that play except the conclusion. He dropped it, an in route, going into a little bit of traffic. Maybe in the back of his mind, he was wondering where the hit was going to come from.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. On play action, here's Nix. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 15-yard line.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Nix to the air. And he's wrapped up. Taken down, back at the 25. Jerry Tillery running in there and setting him down.
But you just knew that these rushers were eager to do that today. Put him on the ground. Their plan, introduce themselves individually to this rookie quarterback. They said hello in a big way there with a loss of double-digit yards on that sack.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. To throw is Nix. He finds his man, complete. That's Harvey. He'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
Here's Nix. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he won't get to the marker. He's a yard short. A pickup of 3. It leaves him with 4th and 1.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
The kick by Lutz is good, and that will tie us at 3-3. So a return of serve, so to speak, here on the 2nd drive of our game as they respond to that opening field goal with 3 of their own.
I like that. Going a little tennis on me,
I know you like to mix it up with sports.
They crack a forehand back out and they get a backhand. What was the serve? What was return on?
It was a backhand.
I like that.
Really good backhand.
With some nice top spin on the whole
little
thing.
bit.
I love it. Almost a mirror image when you really get down to it. I thought that was pretty good stuff.
Each team with a possession, each team with a field goal as the kick is away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Kansas City taking the field for their second drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. He'll get this complete to Worthy. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards on the play.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
They suspected that it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
2nd down and 8. Here's Pacheco once again. And he'll be down close to the first down marker as he gets this to the Broncos 41. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
These two teams all tied after 1. Second quarter from Arrowhead. It's the Chiefs in possession. The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. Back to throw here. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Chiefs first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. That'll be caught by Rice. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The Chiefs have got the passing game rolling a bit. And another first down.
What an intelligent play as he found open grass and uncovered quickly. A nice clutch play to move the chains. The defense, they've got to do a much better job of accounting for these shorter routes.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. Over the middle, complete. That's Brown. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Line of scrimmage, the 9. 2nd and about a yard. Now it's Mahomes again. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Only gets a yard, but it's enough to set him up 1st and goal.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
A kicker fest so far, all points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And that is caught. Touchdown, Kansas City. Xavier Worthy from 8 yards out. And the Chiefs have taken the lead. So, Charles, they had him double covered in the end zone. It still was not enough.
I wonder if they're thinking to themselves now, 2 didn't work. Do we go for 3 guys on him next time? Because he fought through all that extra attention, got himself into a great position where his quarterback felt confident enough to challenge the coverage and threw it his way. What a big-time play right there. both by the quarterback trusting him and by him going up and getting it.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Big stop from a guy who can bring a big hit, Nick Bolton.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. The give is to McLaughlin. And he can muster only a couple here to the 24.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Now on 3rd down, an extra DB out there for the Chiefs. Throwing Nix. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
Like what I see so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. It's taken to the 26. 49-yard punt, 5 on the return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. The Chiefs offense and Patrick Mahomes headed back onto the field. And he's done everything you could have asked for coming in. He's spread it around. He hasn't taken many chances. And he's potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. Pacheco gets it again on 2nd down. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 10 and a Kansas City 1st down.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. He's able to get to the 2nd level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
And a hard-earned yard there as he ran through one would-be tackler. It's 2nd down.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's a 2nd down and 9. Working from the gun, Mahomes. That ball caught. It's Rice. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. Back to throw now on 1st down. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Riley Moss. And the Broncos are going to have it here just past the 25. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
Denver's offense now set to go. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Well, I think after that run, the defense is getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
To throw, here's Nix. A short throw to Ingram, and brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a 1st down as well.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Defense able to get there, swarm to the football. Zilch, 0 nada there for the offense, Charles.
Yeah, it really was an example of good team defense, wasn't it? Everyone handled their responsibilities, and they held them to no gain.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10.
On the slant, completes to Sutton.
That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
And he will have a Broncos 1st down. At least it appears that way. And he got it by maybe the length of a football.
3rd and 2, right? So this is a situation where low man has got to win at the line of scrimmage, but it's not just the low man winning. It's the low man who's winning with some force, and they had that to pick up the 1st down.
Barely picking it up, but they did. Right back to him on 1st down, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Running right, here's Estime.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12.
We knew both of these safeties were good in run support, but how about the play we just saw there? How about that closing speed? Able to get to the outside part of the field and turn that play into a loss.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
They'll set up the screen. It's McLaughlin.
And he'll get this only to about the 38 as they stop him a few yards shy of the line to gain. A gain of 9, not enough, and it's 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the 1st down.
And he missed it. It's no good, and this will stay at a 7-point game.
Yeah, 55 yards is anything but a gimme. You've got to really concentrate on your leg swing and proper technique. This time, though, he's unable to convert.
Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field.
Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. They go play action. Now Mahomes. And his throw here is going to be incomplete.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1.
They'll try for the first with Pacheco. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. 43 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the 2 tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out the running game.
Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. Throwing now is Mahomes.
That's caught right side by Worthy.
And that's good for a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot that they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
Well, a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. To throw, it's Mahomes. Short throw hauled in by Kelsey.
And he will have a Chiefs first down, although it doesn't appear to be by much. He needed 4, and he got 4 on 3rd down.
Oftentimes we think of those tough yards as grinding yards that a running back has to pick up. How about the tight end there picking up the first down in that situation?
That's what he's there for, right?
Big fella, get it to him, let him fight off some people and pick up the necessary yardage.
Now here's Mahomes. Dancing to his left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Mahomes going to throw.
That one caught by Rice.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes under pressure, and he'll go down. back at the 26-yard line. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. So on fourth down, Mahomes off, Harrison Butker on for the Chiefs field goal. He hit his first, now this from 43. Butker's kick here is good, and they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. So no problems at all on that one. And you know, there's virtually no win. This is a kicker's dream here tonight.
It absolutely is, isn't it? So to me, with no wind, it should be a passer's dream as well, right? But in this case, the defense held out. They had to force the field goal.
After the field goal, here's Butker to kick it away. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Broncos going to get one more possession in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
A little over 20 seconds remaining in the half as they'll line up here first and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Nix over the middle. It's complete. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Second down and a little more than a yard here. Working out of the gun is Nix. Finds his tight end Ingram. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now it's Nix. That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
With a rookie quarterback out there, you're definitely going to find out how he handles adversity, because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of.
Here's second and 10. Back to the air with Nix. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Nix to the air. It's incomplete. So we're at halftime here on a Monday night as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. It'll be the Broncos getting the football first in this second half as they trail, and we are back underway. And able to get this out to the 25. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter.
And they're on the short end of the scoreboard here. Charles, what adjustments, if any, do you think they need to make for the second half?
Well, paraphrasing the gold medal hockey winning coach Herb Brooks, I just say you continue to play your game. Throw the ball. They had success doing it in the first half, so make sure you keep getting the ball to your playmakers, a little bit more to the perimeter perhaps, but above all, play your game.
He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
To throw is Nix.
His throw incomplete.
I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Here's Nix. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Broncos first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. And Sutton hauls it in over the middle. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
From the 46, here's 2nd and a couple. Off the play fake, Nix. A quick throw there is incomplete. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2.
They'll try the left side. Harvey. And he's not even going to get back to the line of scrimmage. The defense stiffens to force 4th down following that first down gain of 8.
I know they'd love to take some heat off of that young quarterback, but so far, not much in the running game, and this won't help things either. A loss on that play.
The Broncos send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback.
The Chiefs offense and Rashee Rice headed back onto the field, and you see the numbers for him into this 3rd quarter. They just pop off the screen. He has been open throughout. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Here's Pacheco to begin the drive.
Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there.
Pacheco gets it again on 2nd down.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Again, it's Pacheco.
And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
From the 32-yard line now, here's a 2nd and 9. Headed straight, it's Pacheco. Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
And he'll push forward for a couple to the 34.
Partner, how he managed to get positive yardage out of that run, I have no idea. But a little juking, a little moving, got it done.
Got him 2 yards. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On play action, it's Mahomes. And that'll be incomplete as it's knocked away. But a penalty flag is down. So who's this going to be on? So since that last play got nothing, they'll go ahead and decline the penalty. And that forces a 4th down situation. Here's the Chiefs punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. And this will be taken at the 13. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. And the football going back over to the Denver Broncos. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 43 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And the slot man goes in motion left. And they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep. And that one never got off the ground. He's going to be stopped up well behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
Well, as a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play with a loss. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. A gain of 8 there on the play. And now it's 3rd and 4.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense. Well, this is just a continuation of what we saw in the first half. So much for the fresh start to begin the 3rd quarter. Still off-target throws, no rhythm throwing the football, and obviously no touchdown scored in this game.
Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. This is one of the dangers of going for the punt block.
And you know before you even call going for the block, it's a risk-reward play. So many factors come into it. They went after it, and you know punters, what they do? They leave their leg up in the air an extra count or two, hoping someone comes into contact.
A lack of discipline defensively on 4th down, and now that leads to a 1st and 10. On play action, here's Nix. Looking middle, and that's complete. Will go down as a gain of 6.
And that will bring up second down. They'll try the left side. Harvey. And he'll be taken down at the 33, a pickup of about 4.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right. It might go to them in this game.
I like that. MVU. Well done.
On third down, it's Harvey. Only a pickup of 2, but that's all they needed for the first.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
Off the play fake, here's Nix.
He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone.
And this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on.
I certainly like the idea. You're down on their side of the field. Get your big play guy involved. That time, they put one up for him to see if he can pull it down in the end zone, but the coverage was good, and it winds up incomplete.
On the handoff, McLaughlin.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
22 is the line to gain here on 3rd down.
Throwing Nix.
And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th. A rookie QB struggling, gets thrown down to the ground there. But, you know, maybe this game, it's not over yet, but maybe this game can be a learning experience for him.
So many different things that he has to pick up on. When to go ahead and flush from the pocket and run. When to get rid of the football, not take the sack. When to just go ahead and go down early and make sure you don't fumble the football. So many things that he has to learn. This game starts the process.
The kick by Lutz is good. And they will cut the lead back down to a touchdown now at 13-6.
So 3 points, maybe not a grand prize at this stage, but it does get them back within 1 score.
It certainly does, because now they stay within shouting distance. So that means everyone on your sideline stays engaged in this game. They know they still have a shot.
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42. Great return.
So now here are the Chiefs as their offense makes their way back out onto the field.
No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 42.
They'll start the drive here with Pacheco.
And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47.
63 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
If you're in the offensive huddle, you're smiling after that play because you've certainly got them guessing now. 2nd and short, could they just hand it off for another big gain? Or did they take advantage of this spot to take a big shot downfield?
Looking to throw is Mahomes. They'll be caught by Rice. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a 1st down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Hit and drop behind the line by Dre Greenlaw.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Mahomes now to throw. And his throw is incomplete.
In the early days of the NFL, you could easily blame these drops on maybe some uneven or uncertain lighting in a stadium. Not anymore. The lights are pretty good.
Yeah, they're great here at night, but his second drop, indeed, not a good look. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw.
And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's fourth down.
Tremendous coverage there. Just did not catch the football and complete the interception. But what do they say all the time? If he had really good hands, he'd be playing offense.
Here's the Chiefs punter now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. Out of bounds and close. The question, was it a touchback? No. They'll say it crossed out at the 2-yard line. The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field.
And they have had problems getting the running game in gear as we look through some of their attempts from earlier. They have just not been able to match the physicality that this defense has shown, and their lack of success on the ground is a direct reflection of that.
Excellent placement, and off that bounce, Charles, I didn't know where it was going to go. It can be an inexact science as to where they place it, but they say the 2-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know how they really determined that. And let's face it, at the end of that play, one side's going to be happy, the other team's going to be unhappy. It's like, what do they do, shorten the hypotenuse? I mean, how do they figure that out? You know that stuff. You're the smart guy.
No, that's you, partner. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, not a game that you're going to go crazy about, but when you start at your own 2-yard line, any type of space is good for the offensive guys.
Yeah, you just can't go backwards from here. They did it. Now we'll see if they can keep it on schedule here on 2nd down.
On the ground, here's McLaughlin.
And he'll get this up past the 5 to the 7-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
To throw, here's Nix. Pass to the sideline and pulled in.
And he is out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line. 14 yards that time for number 14.
Now how about this throw right here? Had to throw it to the left sideline, and you know the timing's got to be correct on this one. Ball's got to be right where it needs to be, and it was. That's because he had great arm strength on that one, able to drive the football. Quarterbacks love it when they can show off their arms.
They'll go play action with Nix.
Throwing left side, it's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 19 yards that time for number 19.
Couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that could really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
2 first downs have them up to the 41 now for 1st and 10. Off play action. Nix.
Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Again, he'll drop to throw. And that one knocked away and incomplete. Nice job defensively on what will be the final play of the 3rd quarter. We're back now in KC. It's the Broncos trailing, but they do have possession of the football as we begin quarter number 4. Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. Back to throw again. And that is incomplete.
I tell you what, that's a veteran play from a guy in his first season in the NFL. A lot of rookies are trying to force something there. He thought better of it, and that was the right decision.
The Broncos send out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback.
And Kansas City's offense now set and ready to go. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. Here's Mahomes to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
It's getting cold in here, partner, because it looks like he's trying to ice this one away. Yeah, I know, bad dad joke, but what the heck, right? Scrambling for that 1st after the D blanketed his receivers, that's a backbreaker for the defense. They finish this drive off with 6, and this one could be over.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. Now Mahomes. Over the middle here to Brown. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. And 22 more yards there and another 1st down.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10.
They run it with Pacheco from the gun. And he's got it down to the 28.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 7.
They'll send the big tight end in motion right. Mahomes going to throw.
Gets this into the hands of Bray, the tight end.
And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 17-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
The tight end in motion right. Working from the gun, Mahomes. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete.
And the Chiefs are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
But they've certainly not shied away from throwing the footballs. They've leaned on their quarterback to start this game. 4 straight passes right out of the gate, with that last one earning them a new set of downs.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up.
Pacheco.
And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
They're right there at the 1. No gain, but don't let that stop you. Line back up and keep going at them. If I'm them, I'm thinking about going at it 4 straight times.
Pacheco once more, but he will lose yardage here. Back to the 4-yard line.
That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
This has not been a fun sequence for him at all. 1st and goal, no gain. 2nd and goal, he ends up losing yardage. He may be trying to talk him into getting the ball 3rd time, but I think it's going to be difficult for him to win that battle.
In motion, the tight end. Here's Mahomes, 3rd and goal. That is caught by Rice for a Chiefs touchdown. 4 yards on the touchdown grab. And the Chiefs have opened up a 2-touchdown lead here in this 4th quarter. Well, that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index because now it's a 2-score game here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you're taking me into that deep water now. Win probability index. This game's definitely not over. We're not looking at a 0.5% or something. It's just 2 scores. But the way that this team has played, to me, what I've seen, they absolutely deserve to win this game. They've been the better team by far throughout.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and the lead now up to 14.
So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it's capped off with a Kansas City touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And he takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26. And we get another look now at this Broncos offense. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down.
And not a whole lot there, maybe a yard to the 27.
I think if they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on 1st down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive.
Still 9 yards to go on 2nd down from the 27.
Operating from the gun. Nix, a short throw to Ingram. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a 1st down. 4th quarter, every drive's so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the 2nd touchdown. You got the 1st one for the 2nd one to even matter.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Harvey, and they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
Good yardage there on 1st down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 3.
Looking to throw. Nix. He finds his man complete. That's Harvey. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco 1st down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
On 1st down, Harvey.
And good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32. 68 yards rushing for him now on 17 carries.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
They go play action here on 1st down.
To the sideline and incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
2nd and 10. Now it's Nix.
Finds his tight end Ingram. And he'll be brought down with a 1st down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 17-yard line. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus, and indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Next to the air. This is caught. And the Broncos are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll try to run this one in. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal. So stuffed from the 2, now what?
You know me pretty well. What do you think I want here?
Play action?
Definitely. Let him get outside and create. And if he has to run it, he has a little bit more space.
They'll try again. Trying to find a lane, but he finds nothing but defenders. Stop for no gain at the 2-yard line.
He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
Well, sometimes I get caught in hyperbole, but I think they desperately need to punch this one in. They're running out of time.
Yeah, 2-score game, second half, you're down here. This is the time to put it in the end zone.
Man, not going to get much better than this for an opportunity.
And this time he is in.
Yes.
Taking it in from 2 yards out.
And the Broncos have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Well, he finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 downs, stay on the field, run it, and catch it. And he gets it done.
Will Lutz on for the point after. It's up and good, a 7-point margin. It's 20-13 now. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. The Chiefs offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And we'll take you through some of the highlights here. You'll notice he had a hand in a lot of them so far. He's got this offense rolling right now. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. Throwing now is Mahomes.
They'll get this complete to Worthy.
And he's brought down. Given 13 yards there and a Kansas City first down.
But right there, he rose to the occasion late in a close game.
It's something he thought about, dreamed about, and worked on throughout his career. Because in these types of situations, he wasn't going to allow extra coverage to keep him from getting the football.
To throw, it's Mahomes. And incomplete, he dropped it. Maybe a rookie mistake there, second down.
So much of this game is focus and concentration. And whenever I see guys running the in route, I know that in the back of their mind, they're always wondering who's lurking inside that might put a big hit on them as they try and catch the ball.
And they'll send the tight end in motion. Mahomes to throw once more. Over the middle, that's caught by Rice. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 30. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. A handoff now for Pacheco. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Well, at this stage, that's exactly what you want offensively. Good run on first down, stay in bounds, keep that clock rolling.
And look at that play chart that the play caller has in his hands right now. That's what you got to focus in on, because that's divided up by sections. And right now, he's looking at that 4-minute offense section. What running plays do we have to bleed down the clock and take care of the football? Right now, they're executing really well.
Now here's Mahomes. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. On 3rd down, it's Pacheco. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to perhaps salt this one away. Butker's kick here is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So that one, CD, going to make the road back a lot more difficult.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. You know they were praying on the other sideline for a miss, because now, as you pointed out, a very difficult road. Down 2 scores. You don't just need a touchdown. You need a chain of events to go your way. You've got to score, somehow get the ball back, and score again. The odds of that happening, not great in your favor.
After the field goal, here's Butker to kick it away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Broncos offense and their running back getting set to go once more. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the 4th quarter. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line.
It'd be hard to say that a defense wouldn't be ready for a first down run. And when you can gain that kind of yardage against a defense that's really kind of geared to stop that play, your confidence has to rise, and now you've actually opened up your playbook. If you want to throw the ball now for play action, you're good to go.
Working out of the gun is Nix. Able to find Mims. On the move past the 40. And all the way down to the 17-yard line. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Here comes second down at 5. Here's Nix. This will be caught at about the 5. And the Broncos are going to be looking at first and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, this defense has been physical all game long, and it certainly looks like they're not going to back off and make things any easier. They want to keep making life miserable for the receivers all the way to the end.
Second down, goal to go. To throw is Nix.
He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. Now the Broncos will use their third and final timeout as they'll stop him with 13 seconds left to play.
This crowd doing all they can. Here's third and goal.
They'll look to throw again. And the trick play doesn't work. Good reaction there defensively, and it'll be fourth down.
And now defensively in the 2-minute drill, the big key to me, make sure you understand your assignments, and anytime you get a chance to tackle someone in bounds, get them on the ground.
Here's a big one. It's fourth and goal.
Oh, and now movement and a whistle, and they may have to rethink their plans on fourth down. And maybe they were coming with a blitz that time, and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it, you know that they saw it. Might have been a little discussion down there. Bad guys coming. Pick them up. Pick them up. And someone jumped.
They're going. It's Nix.
And it's caught. And he is into the end zone for the touchdown. So they still need a miracle with a clock where it's at, but they get one piece to the puzzle done.
Still have hope.
Problem for them, they needed that score with a little more time left on the clock. I think just too little too late now.
I would agree with that, and we're programmed never to say never. But in this case, we're asking a lot for them to even think they have a chance.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. And the lead is down to a field goal now. So that drive in total 8 plays.
And Cortland Sutton able to finish things off with the touchdown reception.
So with just a few ticks left, they need a miracle. And the Chiefs have got it. And with that, they should have a victory as well. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now. This one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
Mahomes down to a knee, and that should just about write a finish to this one. What a ball game this was. What an atmosphere this was. And the home team getting the late touchdown, getting the victory, and now everybody in this building can file away with smiles on their faces.
And what do real estate people tell us all the time? It's location, location, location. So being at home, that can be a big deal because remember, they were down to their final chance to retake the lead. That home field advantage, I think it helped fuel all of what happened for them down the stretch. A huge win.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Chiefs victorious here as we say so long from Arrowhead.